All right, welcome back, everybody. Rudy, Alpha Investments. Hope everyone's having a great day. Today, based on all the questions, and ever since Ikoria first print run became a thing, because Wizards came out and said, well, if you want the Godzilla virus card, it's only in the first print run, and that's really sparked a lot of conversation. People asking, I know I differentiate. What about collector boxes? What about pre-release kits? So let's kind of lay out and kind of explain, just put some clarity to it from somebody who just handles a lot of the product, and I've opened a lot of it, and I've been comparing it. First of all, I noticed this became a really big thing. Not really a big thing. I started to notice a difference around War and Throne of Eldraine. And first, there's a couple parts of this video. First, we're going to start with the cases of Magic. We got some case examples here. So we're going to start with the cases themselves, and then we're going to do the top-down camera, and we're going to look at the individual booster boxes to really compare the difference. We're not going to open and compare the cards. We've done that in the past, and you can tell the difference. So, first things first, what most people are aware of is going to be these. This is a standard, well-known, all around the country, United States, world. This is your standard, generic brown cardboard box with your stop tape. One side has nothing, one side has the white tag, and then you have the second white tag. So you have one tag on the side and one tag on the front, and then you have your stop tape. Now, on a standard booster box, this is the box that's printed, mass-produced every time Wizards orders a reprint, and this comes from usually Texas in the United States at their main facilities. Anybody pulled like an Ocean's 11 thing there? Like, seriously? Let me know. Send me pictures. So, the biggest thing you need to know on these things, what all the data is contained is in these. These codes, you have pretty much like serial numbers, a box name, the name of it, quantity is 216. That's the booster packs, not the booster boxes. 216 packs, which is 6 booster boxes. And then, of course, you have the Wizards, you have Made in USA, you have your lot number, and your usually what they call the street date, which is usually like the release date, not the date it was printed. Everybody, well, Rudy, mine says it's usually the release date. They don't change that every time they do a reprint, usually. Then you have what they call the SD code. So, I'm not going to get into the SD code too much, but the only thing legally I was allowed to get permission to discuss is on the SD code is kind of the, how do I want to say this gently? The SD code is how Wizards can track products if you break the rules. Let's say that. Okay. So that's what you need to know. So that's the product that gets reprinted. If, 3 months from now, Ikoria, it's still doing well. They place another reprint for another 100,000 booster boxes. These are the packaging they always come from. Now, second part here. Now we have the infamous, so this is the completely different cardboard. It's a thicker cardboard. It is the English-Japanese stop tape. It's a little bit different. It doesn't say the word stop like the English variant, but it actually says the same type of words. And of course, it's just a better quality. Usually these boxes, they have like almost, well, by the time you get them, if it goes through the mail, and see, if you pull it off the pallet, in Japan, the made in Japan WotC products that are done really early for the initial release, they take a long time to come logistically and costs and all these different things around the world. So that's another reason that you only see these at the very beginning of releases. By the time you hit the tail end of releases, you don't see these particular type of boxes or products. So as you can see, there is no white sticker anywhere. The only thing you have is you have just a black generic printing, and it says the same thing. Look, you got your typical same. You got your pretty much inventory number. You got your quantity, 216 booster packs. You've got NTG Ikoria. It does say that it is English, but it is from Japan. So it's actually English printing. It's not foreign printing, but it was where it was made in Japan, Wizards of the Coast. It says made in Japan, and it has the same date as the made in Texas stuff, which again is not the date it was made. It's usually the street date or the release date. So the only other important mark that's on here, similar to your SD code, that I'm really got to be gentle about on this part, is going to be on this side of the box. You have a date code, they call it. That's your only stamped serial number code on these type of products for the made in Japan original printings of these things. So keep in mind, that is the trackable code, I guess you can say. Make sure you don't do anything shady. So those are the biggest two differences of the cases. So when Ikoria announced that Wizards says, okay, kind of like original print run Zendikar back in 2008, every once in a while print runs seem to matter. Most of the time they don't seem to matter. I noticed it started to become a thing with Throne because I had some people ask about it, and then some patrons who bought cases were like, Rudy, I got a random box, or I bought 2 loose boxes, and one of them feels different, looks different. Well, that's because you ended up receiving an original WPN release date, tournament store, made in Japan, or the pre-release type box. There is actually a difference. So, which is kind of funny, because for those of you who haven't been around a long time, 3 years ago, some other YouTubers and people were attacking me, saying that I was stealing Aether Revolt pre-release boxes. And the funniest part about it is they actually weren't the original first printing pre-release boxes. And people in the industry already knew this. And that's why nothing ever happened when everybody attacked me, and it just kind of faded away. Because people who actually looked into it were aware that it wasn't a first printing actual pre-release box based on the SD codes and the serial numbers. And because it was actually just a normal made in Texas box. Fun fact. Anyways, so moving forward though, ever since Ikoria with the Godzilla thing, now we have a situation where, kind of like 2008 Zendikar, there are differences. And now there are people who are actually demanding and only collecting a set, or, they only want to play with made in Japan cards. They only want to collect sealed boxes from the very beginning of the release. And it's creating a lot of strange anomalies. I don't know how this is going to age long term. So this is a straight up buyer beware. So at the beginning, it's great. But remember, 6-12 months from now, I'm almost out of, by the time you're watching this video, I was able to get a couple hundred first, like one pallet, which was like 320. It wasn't even a full one, 318 of the actual original. And I noticed the difference, and I was like, holy crap, this is a whole one. And this was caused by, obviously, 2020 virus stuff going on. A lot of stores were closed. A lot of the product didn't get filled to stores because there was no pre-releases and tournaments being held. It just is what it is. So moving forward, I don't know if people are going to continue to demand this. I don't know if they're going to age better or age at the same percentage. These are things that only time will tell. Keep in mind, I believe, again, I haven't done standard box openings of everything yet on this particular product, but from what I've been told, and I've seen other YouTube videos, it looks like the first printings, the made in Japan and the Texas ones, they both contain box toppers. There's no real differences. The cards do feel different. The booster packs themselves are slightly different. And now we're going to go to the top-down camera, and we're going to look at the actual individual booster boxes in case you don't actually have a case and you want to look at it. All right, so those of you interested, first things first, see how good you all are. So if I put 2 booster boxes, okay, so let's take, how should I do this? Okay, so let's just take 2 booster boxes, put them like this. Can you tell the difference between which one is the made in Japan pre-release from supposed to be a WPN pre-release box versus an actual regular just booster box? Again, not downplaying any of them or anything specific. Well, the short answer is overall, you really can't tell much of a difference. You can't really go by, people tell me, well, Rudy, what about the spacing between the Wizards logos and the wrapping? And you can't really go by that because each case and run can have just variances to how much it's stretched and how much these things move. And you really can't go by that. You can get too much variance, but same thing. So now let's go like this. Anybody tell which one's which? Now, the only thing I want to start immediately point out to everybody, there's a size difference. Where's Rudy's tool? Get Rudy's tool. Got it. So we've got a size difference. For those people who haven't noticed yet, this box is bigger by quite a bit, actually. So we actually have a size difference between the boxes. There's actually a lip on this top box. This one's bigger. All right, next, side of the box. All right, so any differences? Still, not really, huh? Not really much of a difference. All right, here we go. Back. What do we notice? Okay, well, obviously we got an SD code, and obviously we don't, and this just says made in Japan. There's no code. The logo's been moved over. You've got an actual centering. The printing, it's completely different exterior box art and the way the template was used. The coloring is actually different, as you can see. The actual way the seal is slightly different. You can't put too much into the seal. Remember, the Wizards logos and the placement can vary from case to case and batch to batch, so don't really use that. But as you can see, even in the corner here, the way this looks and the size of the font is all different. Made in Japan, WotC logo. Made in USA, moved over here. WotC logo, this whole area is left blank for the white SD code sticker. So it's very interesting to see the differences. So let's zoom in a little bit for you all. So if we look over here, you can see the words are the same, but you just notice even the writing in the middle is different. So next, let's look at the bottoms. So as you all can see, first things first, well, I guess, sorry, the reflection's pretty bad. Let's just kind of try to give you guys, without moving it, I guess it's going to be the best possible here. So as you guys can see here, if you look, you're going to notice the entire bottom of the box is completely different. This box will fully break down and fold. It is completely different than a solid glued together box. Not even close to the same, ladies and gentlemen. On top of that, this is technically your tracking serial code SD code right here, because remember on the back there is none, so they kind of have this barcoded from the factory machine, and right here they use the SD code, but there's nothing actually on the bottom. And of course everything else is of course completely different. You have all the different writing is in a different place. You have your made in Japan, the logos, copyright, all that fun crap. And then if you look at this one, like I said, it's all completely different on the centering and the way it's done. Everything's, so that's the point. So overall, as you can see, the difference is quite drastic. And again, if you also hold these side by side, they feel different. For some reason, actually, the Made in Japan one actually has a thinner, more, how do I say it, like a soft, almost a cardboard plasticky feel. It's a thinner, the exterior of the box is different. This is, the US one is actually thicker, more matte finish cardboard. It's actually a pretty big difference. So again, on the surface, not much of a difference. You're really not going to be able to notice anything too drastic. But when you really look into this stuff, as you can see, there's actually quite a bit of differences. There really is. I mean, it feels, and again, this goes to the same thing when you go to the level at the booster pack level, all the way to the single cards that are going to feel different, which on camera, I'm not going to be able to show you the difference on that unless you really feel them in person and all that. But I want to take a few minutes today, explain it, let people know what's going on, and then end the video here by saying, if this is something you're interested in and you kind of want to collect or invest or keep it, that's going to be up to you. I have no idea if 5 years from now, people are going to hold a premium on all first edition printings or any printings or just Ikoria because of the Godzilla virus situation. Nobody knows. We have no data. We have no track record. And honestly, it's just a crapshoot. So that's going to have to be something that you need to personally decide. Are you willing to go after these? Because I'm going to be honest with everybody. If you're still watching this video, most people probably aren't, according to the YouTube data. I can tell you right now, the people who are buying these Japan ones, I mean on eBay, the prices of these Japan ones are $120 to $160, and there's like 2 sellers on eBay. That's before taxes and everything. So the price difference is already drastic on Ikoria. I don't know if that's an anomaly, but what scares me is that there are actual sales for that. And on top of that, that's the price right now. Ikoria is like 90 days old. Like, it's not even that old. Actually, is it even 90 days? It's 60 days old since release? It's not even that old since the technical release. Well, everything's been delayed and moved. Whenever the actual release was. What concerns me is, what the heck is the value going to be in 5 years from now when there's barely any of the original printings left with that? That's what I'm saying. But the point of the video is, now you know what to look for. That's how you distinguish the difference. Hope you all learned something today. If this means anything to you, cool. If you don't care about it, you're just cracking packs and building decks and sleeving things and flipping cards on eBay, then cool too, because it doesn't really make any difference. This video just wasted literally probably 10-15 minutes of your life. But thank you for watching. As always, if you're frustrated and you don't like me, eat a taco in my name. Be safe, be nice, respect everyone out there. And we're living in crazy times, ladies and gentlemen. And as always, thank you for the views, the honor and privilege to entertain everybody. Have a great day.